Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and we want to be featuring the Shadow Dragonite with the Registeel and Azumarill here. We get met with the Mandibuzz in the front here. Here we're just going to try our best to whittle this Mandibuzz down. They do go for the Aero Ace right there, and then we're going to try to throw this Dragon Claw on CAP. It looked like it did get the CAP tie, so we're just going to allow this second one to go through if we survive the move. And then we're going to throw this next move here to try to either win the switch or get this shield. Our opponent ends up shielding it, and surprisingly enough, look at that. The Mandibuzz does outpace the Shadow Dragonite right there. Looks like our opponent ends up having a team literally dedicated to beating this lineup here. This Togedemaru here is going to be able to dominate this Azumarill matchup, and they do go for the Wild Charge right there. We try to get them to use the last shield here, but they realize that they don't need to do that, as they have a Gastrodon here versus this Registeel, and this is the Arrow Ball matchup for us right here. This is going to be a Focus Blast that's going to get let go. They still survive the Focus Blast right there, so this is obviously a team here to hard countering the Registeel and Azumarill in the back. So basically we're just going to let this go, and GG's to our opponent right there. It was all about the lead on that game right there. So next game here, let's see if we can wiggle out of situations. Obviously the Shadow Dragonite is protected by the Registeel and the Azumarill for, Fairy types and Ice types. Our opponent ends up letting the Charjabug farm up a little bit, and then they switch out into the Umbreon. This Umbreon here is able to get to these last resorts, doing some neutral damage. We're going to throw this Play Rough on CAP, and they decide to let it go, but you can tell how tanky this Umbreon is, able to tank a super effective Play Rough right there. In fact, they are going to probably get this Play Rough to go through and allow their Charjabug to farm down, or even farm our Azumarill. Here we were trying to allow them to potentially bait, but unfortunately they were smart enough to go for the discharge here. And right there, we had an opportunity to use a move, but it wouldn't have KO'd anyways, so we decided to one shield and then try to farm up as much energy as possible. Here we're going to go for the Dragon Claw bait, and then we're going to switch out into the Registeel here. Now, even though Registeel is going to be able to throw some super effective moves, this Greninja is extremely spammy. They go for the Hydro Cannon right there. It doesn't KO, but they still have that shield, so they're going to be able to spam a bunch of moves right here. Let's see if they go for the Hydro Cannon. They do go for the Hydro Cannon right there, and we actually faint on a move. So that is very, very unfortunate for us. They go for the Night Slash right there, and they are able to go back-to-back Night Slashes right there. So well played by my opponent right there. If we were able to survive that Greninja's little move right there to get off that Focus Blast, obviously we would have won. So next game here, we're going to have the Purified Sableye. We know that we are going to be able to win CAP ties here, so we're going to go for this Dragon Claw. Let's see if we get the CAP tie. We do get the CAP tie, so it forces out a decision by them, and we are going to have to match them right here. So the fact that they matched, we are going to try to allow them to throw a move, because we want the lead here. Let's see what our opponent brings in. If they bring in, I believe that's the Pelipper. Pelipper here does end up using their last shield, and we're going to allow them to take us out here so that we can come back in with the Registeel. This Registeel is going to be able to throw a super, super effective Zap Cannon when it has a chance, but not before this Pelipper is able to throw a bunch of Weather Balls. And the idea here is to throw the move on ideal timing right before they get to their next move, and then they reveal that they have the Registeel in the back, so we actually made a decent call on throwing the Registeel versus the Pelipper, as we have some extra energy to throw right at this Registeel, as opposed to having the Registeel mirror with little health. And then we're going to be able to tank this Zap Cannon right here. We do get the debuff, so a little bit unfortunate right there, but we are able to get this player right here to take out the opposing Registeel. So they actually ended up running the Sableye Registeel core with the Pelipper right there. And like I said, we just made a great decision on coming in with the Registeel to soak up the damage from the Pelipper, but also leaving that matchup with some energy to take a Focus Blast at that Registeel. So next game here, we're going to be using the Shadow Dragonite versus this Medicham. We are going to be able to get a CAP tie here. Let's see if they allow us to farm it down. We do get the farm down, so that's really good. One show farm down. We exactly switch out into the Reggie versus the Sandslash right there, but then they reveal that they actually are double weak to this Registeel in the back here. We do get the debuff, which is great. This allows us to let this Shadow Ball go without too much worry. This next Zap Cannon right here is going to potentially get the last shield. We do get 2 shields out of this situation. We don't get the debuff, so it is going to be... Oh, they actually go for the Surf. So they actually try to go for timing right here. They're just, I guess, hoping to run out the clock. Here we're going to try to catch a move. We know that they're going to try to throw a move here, and we are exiting that Registeel with a Focus Blast ready for that Sandslash. So GG's to our opponent right there. We are able to wiggle out of that situation. Can we finish this set here on a good note? We are met with the Shadow Quagsire here. So we are resisting these mud shots, and we are doing a tremendous amount of fast move damage. They are pretty much at half health just from the fast moves. Our opponent here has charged up to a potential Stone Edge, so we have to shield right there. And then our opponent ends up going for the bait, and then now they're going to go for the Stone Edge. So that requires us to double shield and leave that situation. We have a ton of energy on the Dragonite, but we do have a Skeledrid here to deal with. We're going to go for this Ice Beam right here. Maybe they do another shield. Unfortunately, they don't shield that either. And then we're going to throw this Ice Beam here before they get to another move. They decide to let it go. They reveal that they have the double fire types in the back. Here we're going to go for the Ice Beam, but they win CAP. This has to be a Blast Burn. So they do get the Blast Burn off. Now, we have a ton of energy on this Dragonite, and we know that they just used a Blast Burn, so we're expecting them to shield here. Yep. And then we're just going to do as much damage as possible, and then we're going to switch out and try to catch a Dragon Claw. Is this the Dragon Claw? It is the Dragon Claw, so we are able to get an inefficient move right there. The opponent ends up switching, and then they're going to... well, they're first going to have to get the next move off here with this Charizard. It has to be the Blast Burn. Ends up being the Blast Burn, but unfortunately we have the Shadow Dragonite there to take it out right there. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoy the video.